welcome back to my channel, Books and Beauty. I know it's been a minute. Listen, procrastination has been my bestie this year, and it's been terrible because I should have made this video a couple months ago. So if you read the title, I started traveling again. Right now I am in Denver. I'm about halfway through my contract. Initially I was supposed to, how I was going to do this video was record the entire process as it went, which I kind of started to do. And then I realized I was missing some pieces because I didn't record everything. So there was a whole lot of hoopla. So this is extremely unorganized. But I want to say it was about way back in July when I decided to start traveling again. Initially, I was trying to go back to Florida, but for some reason, those assignments kept slipping through my fingers, and I was getting pissed. My recruiter mentioned Denver, and the pay package was pretty nice. And then my boyfriend suggested that I do Denver because he wants to move here permanently, but he suggested that I do Denver just to see if I like it. So we went on ahead and decided to do that. The license was only like, I want to say it was like around $25. It was really fucking cheap. It came back within a few days. Excuse me, I'm dealing with a cold. I've been feeling like shit all week. So yeah, it didn't take me long to get the license at all. The facility contacted me and we, it wasn't like an interview. It was more like, I can't think what to call it right now, but it was more so like a, explaining, like the common interest type thing, getting to know each other type thing. After which a panel interview was set up, about a week and a half later. And so I did that and it went great. Like that was one of the best interviews I probably ever had. Like I distinctly remember one of the pharmacists saying, "Oh, I wish we could just go ahead and hire you right now." Like they wanted me to, like they kept talking about like me staying permanently during that interview. But it's only because like it's a children's hospital. I would be in the IV room, and like I've said in my previous videos, the IV room is my favorite fucking place to be. And let me tell you, I've been here, like I said, it's halfway through my contract, but I really don't have any complaints about the place right now. The IV room is like the best thing ever. I'm learning so much and it's great. Everyone that I've been working with is great so far, and I'm appreciative of that because that can usually make or break whether or not you actually want to stay at a place. But it's going great so far. But after the interview, I already knew that I was gonna get the contract. So like immediately afterwards, I started looking for housing. And let me tell you, that was a whole lot of fucking hoopla. You already know the Airbnbs were fucking outrageous. People weren't really responding on Furnished Finders. I wasn't finding much. In the Facebook groups, I was doing searches for like previous posts. I made my own posts, and then I was getting like weird people in my inbox that was clearly like spam, like it was bullshit. So I decided, fuck, I'm gonna have to end up staying at Wood Spring Suites like I did in fucking Florida, which I did not want to fucking do. So what I ended up doing, I already knew the dates that I was intending to start. So like, I want to say after, I don't remember when I bought my plane ticket. The plane ticket didn't cost that much. But yeah, I went on ahead and just booked the Woodspring Suites because, yeah. But about, I want to say a week and a half before I flew out here, someone actually responded to me on Furnish Finders, and that's the place that I'm staying at now. Pricing is not bad. Location is perfect because I'm like less than 15 minutes away from the hospital. The room is a great size. Apartment is great. I have my own bathroom. Closet size is great. This is a way, way better shared housing experience than I had when I was in New Jersey, because y'all watched that video. I would have ended up in jail in New Jersey. But yeah, no, my roommate here, fucking perfect. She bought me this. This is a comfy. She bought me this. For whatever reason, this room is like really, really fucking cold. And I just realized today that the heat does not come out of my vent, so I'm gonna have to talk to her about that later. But yeah, I have this. I have a little heated throw and a really nice tiny space heater, so it's really cozy in here. But yeah, she contacted me right on fucking time because I did not want to stay at Woodspring Suites. I did not. If you guys want to know like how I went through like the process of verifying like everything with her through Furnish Finders, it was more so of me like, sorry about that. It was mostly me like just Googling and watching other YouTube videos to see how to like go through like verifying the other person is legit or whatever. So I asked her a few questions like how long has she been renting out to travelers, and like things about safety, like if there are locks on the doors and utilities included, just, your typical rules or whatever. And then we scheduled a day for her to FaceTime me so she could give me like a video walkthrough or whatever. And so I sent my deposit, and then I ended up, I think it was like the week of was when I paid like my first months or whatever, sign the lease and all that good stuff. So like I said, that came right on time. And I'm so fucking pissed. Well, I was fucking pissed because the way I had my start date set up, I would have been home 2 weeks before Christmas. That's the way I wanted it because I wanted to be home for Christmas. So I got here like the Friday before my start date. My start date was supposed to be on a Tuesday. I got here the Friday before because I wanted to get settled in and, chill out or whatever before I started. Because at my last two assignments, I always showed up the day before, which was fucking dumb. The day before my fucking start date, my recruiter contacted me and she's like, yeah, so your start date got pushed back 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? It was a couple things that went into that, actually, a few. So one, their orientation class that is held every 2 weeks, that class for that week was full, so I got bumped. But I also got bumped because they hadn't received my reference from my previous employer, which pissed me off because I had already sent them all the information for that shit. Not only that, the drug test that I had taken, like about 2 weeks before, they hadn't received it yet. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was pissed. Dead ass the day of my start date, the drug test came back. But till this day, they haven't heard back from my previous employer regarding a reference. My recruiter was able to speak with the facility to get them to like do a waiver for that reference. Yeah, so that was fun. And like I contacted my previous employer like several times, like, hey, this is important. And they still didn't do that shit. Pissed me off. And I was like, well, maybe they're just pissed because I left. Oh, well, not my problem. But yeah, excuse me, shit. Yeah, so once we got that all squared away, my start date ended up being 2 weeks after it was supposed to. So my end date got pushed back by 2 weeks as well. So technically, my end date is now Christmas. But since I've been here and enjoying myself, I've decided to extend my contract, which I'm in the process of doing right now. I already let the manager and both my recruiter know. I plan on taking a 2-week break at the end of this contract. So like dead ass right after Christmas, I'll take a 2-week break and then I'll come back to start the new contract. So I'll be here until like April. Unless I decide to like extend again or stay permanently, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, with them pushing like back my start date, like I couldn't get paid those 2 weeks. Excuse me. Yeah, I couldn't get paid those 2 weeks. They couldn't like reimburse me for shit. They couldn't give me shit, and I was livid to the point where I almost just said fuck it and went back home or found another place to go because like that shit pissed me clean the fuck off. But I was able to hold out and actually start. So I mean, it was worth it. Like I said, the place is really nice. Everybody's really nice. I had specific dates off put into my contract before I signed it, because me and my sisters, we do YumaCon every year, which was this past weekend or last weekend. And then my stupid immune system decided to kick my ass like the day before I flew back here. Not COVID, thank God, but a common fucking cold, and it's been beating me the fuck up. But we're near the end. I was not coughing like this before I started talking, but this is why I was able to stay home. Let me tell you, that's why I like this place so much too. So they have you do these screenings every day before you go in. So it just asks you if you've been around anyone with COVID, and then they ask you if you've had any symptoms, like in the last 24 hours, and it's like, you know, the list of symptoms, whatever. So I came back Monday. I was supposed to work Tuesday. I had a sore throat, runny nose, and hella fatigue. My screening was red, and they said, bitch, do not bring your ass here. Do not come to work. But you do have to come in for a COVID test. So went in for my COVID test. It was a PCR test. Came back a few hours later. It was negative, and I already knew it was. That's because I know my body so well. I knew it wasn't COVID. But yeah, I could not go to work on Tuesday. Wednesday, my symptoms did not improve, so I did not go. I tried to go Thursday. I was there for literally 2 hours, and I said, yeah, I can't do this because I'm so like stuffy and congested, and then the air in the IV room is so dry, and then I have a mask on too. I had shortness of breath. Like I could not breathe in there. It was terrible, and I said, yeah, I can't do this. I got to get out. So they were like, okay, yeah, you go home and rest. And then I decided to stay home yesterday on Friday as well too, because I was still having like shortness of breath issues a little bit. But they're dead ass serious about you taking care of yourself and resting, which is a good thing. Because some places will just be like, well, you're all right, you can come in. Yeah, no, my manager dead ass looked at me. She said, go take care of yourself. Go rest. Like, get out. Like, she was looking at me like, well, why did you even come in here? What are you doing here? But yeah, no, the place is really great so far. I have not explored the area. Jesus Christ. I have not explored the area that much since I've been here. A few weeks ago, though, I did stumble across a parking lot that had a shit ton of Mexican food trucks. And it was one of the best days ever because let me tell you, the fresh shrimp ceviche that I had. Now, the chicken empanadas, they were not that good. They were fresh and they were fat. But they could have used like a little bit more seasoning. Or maybe if I had a little bit more pico or some rice to go with the empanadas. But the empanadas were not that tasty to me. But the ceviche was fucking legit. It was so fucking good. And then like they had a lot of booths of people selling things like that. So I got like what was it, a painted skull and a couple of bracelets. And I was so mad that I hadn't stumbled upon them earlier, but I know it's cold out now, so they won't be out there anymore, which sucks. So I have to find some other places to stumble upon. But my sisters are actually visiting in the 2 weeks. So we'll be partying in Denver for a little while. But yeah, I have no idea if I will travel to somewhere else after the extension of this contract ends or if I'll end up staying permanently, but we shall see. And then hopefully once I'm feeling better, we can get to some book reviews because let me tell y'all, my current daily reading streak is at 157 days. I have lost my fucking mind. I have stumbled into genres that I was unaware that I would enjoy. Yeah, we need to talk books very, very soon. We need to talk books, but oh no, don't do that. Okay. But yeah, no. So I'll be back. I promise. I'm not gonna abandon you guys because I still see I'm getting views and follows, and I promise I will try to distance myself from procrastination who's been sitting on my shoulders. We'll see how that goes. But if you have any other questions regarding traveling or getting started or, looking for housing, licensing, things like that, go ahead, leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'll be here eventually. Okay, thanks. Bye.